What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus Obstacle, the one who never knows best, and today I'm bringing you guys a Q&A. So a couple of weeks back, I did on Twitch what's known as a subathon, where basically I did a marathon stream nonstop for several days straight, where people were gifting me subs and whatnot to keep the timer going. And as long as they kept going with the support, I kept going with the stream. And there was a whole list of goals and everything, etc., etc. Long story short, one of those was a Q&A. So today I'm finally bringing that to you guys here on YouTube. So I made a tweet, got a bunch of replies, and then maybe at the end of this, I'll be tacking on some stuff from the chat. So if you're not in the chat, it's your fault for missing out. Twitch.tv/LotusDiscord, links in the description down below. We can pull up and catch me live on Twitch when I stream. So the first one comes from my homie Martyr, and he says, when's the next Shokugeki no Lotus? Well, funny story about that one, because one of the other goals on the subathon was that I actually did a cooking stream, which was actually pretty fun. We made chicken katsu curry with the shorty. So that was cool. Maybe I'll have a clip or something of it up on the screen right now to where y'all can see what that was like. But it was fun. As far as the next actual episode of Shokugeki no Lotus, I don't know. Next one comes from Ioku. Could you help me with camera settings? I believe we have a similar setup, but it kind of feels like my depth of field or lighting keeps me less quality than the camera can get. Is your camera always in 4K, but outputs the stream to 1080, or do you have lights beaming down? So I actually have two Elgato key lights that aren't facing me. They're facing more towards the wall. Well, technically one of them is bouncing off my PS5, which is also white, but I bounce the light so that way it's not as harsh on me. But I have one to my left, one to my right, and I don't actually record or stream in 4K. It's just 1080 because Twitch doesn't let you stream in 4K anyway, so I just use 1080p. As far as any specific question, hit me up. I can probably help you with that. Next question comes from Nem. Can you say Kazuya Mishima? For whatever reason, he finds that hilarious, so I don't know, maybe he's got some weird fetish. What are some of your other hobbies outside of gaming/anime? Well, photography for one, videography. I don't really dabble in as much as I used to, but before I was doing content creation full-time, I did do photography to make some bread. And that's probably the biggest one for me. Favorite basketball era? Right now. I grew up a Lakers fan. I'm still a Lakers fan to this day. It's my favorite team. Kobe is my favorite player of all time, and I loved watching him in the Lakers when I was younger, but I wasn't as invested in the sport as I am now, whereas now I'm constantly watching basketball, playing 2K, listening to basketball podcasts, watching videos on YouTube, sports shows, everything. Like I'm way more passionate about sports than I've ever been, and I shouldn't say plural, I should just say the sport, because right now is the most fun I've ever had watching basketball. Would you like Budokai Tenkaichi 4 to have the analog function for clashes? I wouldn't mind it. I'm not one of those people who's like super passionate and obsessed with beam struggles, but if they add it, I'm down just for the nostalgia, if nothing else. Where could you have been had you chose some other career path other than streaming and being an internet entertainer? I would be a photographer. What inspired you to make content full time? Also, what are you thinking about Final Fantasy 16 so far? We never did finish that Final Fantasy 16 playthrough, did we? I'm Professor Calamitous with the shits because I never finish anything anymore. But as far as what inspired me to make content full time, it was a combination of things. Like for example, the reason I got into streaming, and I tell this story all the time, is that I was getting back into playing video games kind of more heavily. When I started playing games like Xenoverse and then Dragon Ball FighterZ, I was like, if I'm going to sit here and play a video game for 6 to 8 hours a day, I should stream it and make it productive and make something out of it. And then when it comes to YouTube, it was just like, I just wanted to make videos for fun because it just seemed like a fun thing to do. And I got inspiration from many different places, like the homies Rhyme Style and Afro Senju, or like NZ Anime Manga with like his manga hauls and stuff like that, which was like the biggest thing I used to do back on my channel. But yeah, it was a combination of factors, and it was just the most important thing I think to take away though is that it started out as something I was doing for fun, like as a hobby, and I was passionate about, and it turned into something. What are some of the things you feel you've improved on in the last 12 months, and what are you most proud of? Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, this answer might not seem like much to some people, and it might even be kind of lame or like, really? But for me, it's kind of a big deal. And I would say that I improved my sleeping habits. I know it might not seem like that considering I like DGen stream all the time and everything like that, but it's not so much about the consistency and the hours in which I sleep, but more so the amount of sleep that I get. Because if you're somebody who's been following me for a while, particularly like on Twitter and on Twitch, you know that it was not out of the ordinary for me to stream for 8 hours, tell the stream I was going to bed, sleep for an hour, and then come back and be like, I couldn't sleep. I don't know if I was experiencing some sort of really bad insomnia or what, but there was a point in my life very recently where I was getting very, very little sleep, like maximum 2 to 4 hours of sleep a night, like at best. And melatonin didn't help, like ZQL didn't help, like all these different remedies and medicines and things that I was trying to take weren't helping, and it was taking its toll on me. But eventually it's something that I managed to get over and work through. And yeah, just getting more sleep is honestly something that I'm proud of because it's much better for my health. What is the best Jordan silhouette? Please say anything but the Jordan. He forgot to put the number. Jordan 1. I have a collection of Jordan 1s over here in the corner of my office. I'll be doing a sneaker collection videos sometime in the near future. It'll be live streamed on Twitch, and then I'll turn it into a YouTube video. But I love Jordan 1s. I think that's no surprise to anybody who follows me. I have over 30 pairs of Jordan 1s. Hamburgers or hot dogs? Hamburger. Top 3 favorite beverages right now: water, strawberry milk, and raspberry iced tea. How long would it take for you to become the Hokage if you were reborn in the Naruto universe as any clan you want to be in? So I'm gonna be Hokage in like 6 months. So how about that Storm Connections? I'm looking forward to Connections. I pre-ordered the premium collector's edition, the big $200 or $300, whatever the one. I got it pre-ordered. I'm part of the problem. I will be playing that game, streaming it, YouTube videos, playing it on my own time. It's coming. What's been your favorite fighting game released after DBFZ? Honestly, this can be the recency bias kicking in right now, but I'm really enjoying Mortal Kombat 1. I did not expect to find that game as fun as I do, but I really like it. If it wasn't for Mortal Kombat 1, I probably would have said DNF Duel, which is why it's such a shame that that game ended up the way that it did, because I really liked that game. Yeah, I'm gonna give it the MK1 right now. You can guarantee one of your favorite manga gets the Demon Slayer Season 2 treatment in exchange for Demon Slayer Season 2 itself. Do you take the offer, and if so, what manga? The answer is yes. Because much as I love Demon Slayer, it's not like one of my favorite series of all time. But what do I pick? You know what I pick? This is not going to be a popular answer at all. It's not a sports series. It's not a battle shonen. It's nothing like that. It's Solanin. There's a manga called Solanin that is one of my favorite series of all time, and it's a 2-volume series by Ennio Asano. Highly recommended if you've never checked it out before. But as a lot of you guys know, my favorite anime of all time is Fooly Cooly. And without going into too much detail, basically Solanin is a story about some 20-somethings who are like fresh out of college, just trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do in life? Like, what is the point of this life? And it follows this girl named Mako, and it's just really relatable, and I just feel like it's something that a lot of other people will relate to and really enjoy. And I've always said that if it were to get an anime, it might be the only thing that could ever pass Fooly Cooly for me. And like I said, it's only 2 volumes, so maybe it would work better as a movie than an entire season. It would definitely work better as a movie than an entire season. Like even trying to stretch it out to like 11 to 13 episodes might feel kind of forced. But if I could get something turned into a super high quality, really well made anime, I probably would pick Solanin, because it doesn't have an anime. It's just a manga. There's a live action, and there's a song by Asian Kung Fu Generation called Soranin, Soranin. Check it out. It's great. How long did it take you to grow/style your hair? This is my first time growing mine out, and I kind of want to reach my shoulders at most. I don't even know how long it's been at this point. It's been years. It took me like 4 or 5 years to get it to like a really respectable length. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. You've been doing a lot of different content lately, and love to see you flourish while having so much fun making this content. Been a fan for a while and was wondering if you'll ever do another sustaining industry video again. And yeah, they're very far and few between at this point, but I actually have, I've got a few volumes of manga over here to my side that I haven't shown yet, and I'm planning on buying some stuff from Barnes & Noble here very shortly, and I'll probably be doing another haul video soon before I do my manga collection video. That'll also be coming, because I haven't done one of those in a couple of years and people want to see the update. Would you play Yakuza on stream or in videos? I actually owe my stream a Yakuza 0 stream from several years ago that I still haven't gotten around to. Most of the people who probably wanted that in the first place aren't even around anymore, but I'm gonna still do it at some point. I'm just really bad. I'm a terrible content creator. 1v1 versus your favorite NBA/NFL player for 1 million. 10 tries. You scoring? Fuck no. Favorite album of all time? I've never really sat down and thought about like what my top 5 or top 10 favorite albums of all time are, but I can tell you 808s and Heartbreak is up there all time. We just gonna name some all-time favorites. 808s and Heartbreak is up there. Twisted Fantasy, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Kanye is not the person I once thought he was, but I can't pretend like the music that he made in the past isn't some of the most incredible stuff to me ever. So it just is what it is. The Indica gotta be up there. Because the Internet by Childish Gambino. Question Mark and 17 by XXXTentacion. Honestly, some artists, like basically the artists that I just named, like their entire discography is like Kanye, Cudi, Gambino, XXXTentacion, even like artists like Lil Uzi, like their entire discographies, like I'm very big fans of. So you can name like any of their stuff, or like Juice WRLD as well. Like I was a big Juice WRLD fan. I mean, I still am, but obviously he's no longer with us. May he rest in peace. Long live Ja as well. How did you become a sneakerhead, and what's your favorite sneaker you own? I don't really call myself a sneakerhead, but by all intents and purposes, I am one. I just don't label myself as one these days. That's just like, it just feels played out. But I mean, I've always loved shoes and clothes. My parents kept me as fly as they could, even if we didn't have the most money growing up. You know, sometimes it was harder than others. Sometimes I had the money to get some stuff. But like, I just always like looking fly. Like I just always like looking in the mirror and be like, damn, that fit is tough. You feel me? And I've always liked J's because, you know, it's just part of black culture. You just be around it and like, damn, them shoes is cool. What is those? Oh, these the Air Jordans, da 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 da. I don't know. By the time I got to being a teenager, like it was becoming a trend to like, you know, wear the newest retros and stuff. And I was looking around, I was like, oh, okay, like it's shoes out there that's like way harder than I ever realized. Cause like even as a kid, like I would, whether it was from Marshalls or Payless or like a Foot Locker, like if I seen some dope shoes, like I would spend my money on that. Like all my money by the time I was like 13, 14 was either going like video games or shoes and clothes. You feel me? Like food, video games, and shoes and clothes. And it's just always been that way for me. As for what my favorite pair of shoes that I own is, I'll go grab them. That would be the Bread Air Jordan 1. This is the retro from 2013. I should really get the 2016 retro, but I never have. I just started streaming as a hobby. What's a good metric to decide when is a good point to start putting money into mics, equipment, and stuff like Elgato's? I'm having fun with the stuff I have, but some stuff would make it easier. For me, this question comes down to you spend money on what you can realistically afford. Like, you obviously don't want to invest too much and go, I mean, some people do it, but I wouldn't advise it. You just go hard straight from the jump and just throw your whole life savings into content creation equipment. A good rule of thumb, honestly, to live by would be whatever money you make off this. Like, let's say you're somebody who does content creation on the side. You're making a little bit of money, but you're doing it on the side and you're still working full time. Only spend the money on equipment that you make off content creation. You know what I'm saying? That'd be a good rule of thumb to live by, I would say. And that's kind of what I was doing at one point as well. Will you do any more shoe/lifestyle videos? Yes. Are you looking forward to playing any upcoming games like Spider-Man or Assassin's Creed? I've never played an Assassin's Creed game, and I never played the Spider-Man game either, but I do want to pick it up and play it at some point. But the way my life is set up and the way like my list of backlog games is set up, I probably won't be getting around to it anytime soon. You said you did photography. What were your best inspirations to do photos, and what kind of photos do you enjoy doing? And do you value live photos or more static ones in terms of staging and posing? And what is your favorite kind of genre in terms of photography? Basically, I got into photography because of Instagram. When Instagram first came out, I was like, taking pictures is kind of fun. So I started taking it more and more seriously. Got me a little Fujifilm camera, was learning more about it, eventually worked my way up to a DSLR. And my biggest inspiration was just the idea of just wanting to take a picture that just looked really, really cool, you know? So I was just taking pictures of myself, possessions that I own, things that I thought were cool, like my games, manga, shoes, whatever. And I don't really have a preference when it comes to, actually, I would say portraiture. I like doing portraiture more than anything else, because that's mainly what I was doing when I was doing it for money. But I was freelance. Like, I'd take pictures of anything if the money was there or if I just thought it would be fun. So yeah. What sneakers are you looking forward to cop, and any tips on editing thumbnails as well? Shoes right now that are on my radar, I don't think there's anything coming out anytime soon that I'm really hoping to get. The military blue 4s released next year. I'm looking for those, but other than that, off top, I don't think there's anything coming out anytime soon that I'm really got my eyes on. As far as thumbnails, there's plenty of tutorials out there on Photoshop, on YouTube. I'm self-taught for the most part. But I would say look around YouTube, see what videos are popular, and whatever thumbnail styles you see are working the best, try to mimic that or put your own spin on it, and just, you know what I'm saying? And if there's something that you don't know how to do, just look it up on YouTube. Are you hyped for the JJK fighting game? Hyped? No. Looking forward to it? Yes, especially now that I've been playing My Hero Ultra Rumble, and that game's actually surprisingly enjoyable and well made. So I will be playing JJK when it does release. Besides anime and fighting games, what would you cover on YouTube? I mean, I do a little bit more than that, I guess. I like talking about shoes and clothes and stuff a lot. I do like my little haul videos. I do the manga haul videos, obviously. I've done a couple of sneaker videos. I'd like to do more. But if I was to make a completely different type of content from what I do on my current channel, it would probably be talking about basketball, like some sort of sports channel or something, so I could talk more about basketball, because I really enjoy doing that. What the hell do you do to get your hair so voluminous? Is it natural, or are you part of the lucky few? And how long have you been growing it out? I've lost track at this point. It's been over 5 years. I don't know exactly how long. And yeah, it's mostly natural. I mean, like, I take care of it. I condition it, moisturize it. I wash it. You know what I'm saying? I use a little bit of coconut oil. You know what I'm saying, and stuff. But I mean, yeah, it's mostly natural. Like, I'm mixed. This is just the texture of my hair. What is the most underrated anime? I don't really know if I've seen any anime that are underrated. Like, all the anime I've seen, I feel like are pretty mainstream. What is one fighting game you wish I got more attention? DNF Duel. Definitely DNF Duel. Does being a content creator make you view other creators' videos differently? It definitely can, especially because the main thing that you see differently when you're also a streamer or a content creator and you look at other people's content is that you see through the bullshit and the lies. Like, when people are being fake or phony, or when they, maybe not necessarily being fake or phony, but like all the little tips and tricks and little things about being a creator. It's like, I peep games. Like, I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just, that's the only funny part, really. But on the other hand, on a less like negative aspect, I guess, like, you find a lot more inspiration in what other people are doing at times. Or like, sometimes I'll come across somebody else's stream like, oh wow, like I never even thought about doing something like this, like on Twitch before. And likewise with YouTube, and when I just see certain people's like production value and their quality and like certain edits that they do, or just like certain things, especially like my homie Afro with how he edits his videos, you kind of look at things with a different eye. And then sometimes, instead of just enjoying something for what it is, you also think about, at least I think about, how I could replicate something like that, or how I could take that and put my own spin on it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's definitely something that comes from being on the other side of the camera, for sure. Love the content. My question is, besides fighting games, are there any other games or content you'd be interested in posting? I mean, yeah, I've done some little stuff here and there, like, but fighting games and RPGs are just the things that I enjoy most, like fighting games, RPGs, and anime games. So that's kind of like the main stuff I'd be on for content. How does one get drip like you? Don't turn your faucet. Do you think you would do another subathon in the future? And yes, but probably not anytime soon. I've seen people who do subathons of what feels like every couple of months or something. I just feel like that's way too frequent. For me, I feel like that might be like a once a year type of thing, honestly, if that. I feel like when you do it more frequently, it becomes less special and less exciting, and also kind of like burns out your community. And honestly, like if we keep it a buck, when you do a subathon, you're basically begging your chat for money, and like trying to burn a hole through my chat's pockets is not really what I'm all about. That's one of the reasons why I was like reluctant to ever do one in the first place, on top of like some other factors. But like I finally worked up the nerve and the stability to do one, and I did it, and it was great. I had a lot of fun. The support was crazy. It was incredible. I do want to do it again for sure, but not anytime soon. I don't know if I mentioned it in this video, but I'm also recording this live right now on Twitch. I forget already if I said this in the beginning, but I'm turning to the chat now to see if they got any questions for the boy before I go ahead and wrap things up. Most underrated game? Digimon World 3 and Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. I feel like the Digimon games are mad underrated because everyone thinks Pokemon is so much better. And like while Pokemon as a series and overall might be better, Digimon games be stomping out Pokemon games. I ain't gonna hold you. So if you never played a Digimon game, check them out. Also, Avatar The Last Airbender. Avatar The Last Airbender was a great cartoon. I think Avatar The Last Airbender is probably the greatest cartoon to ever be on Nickelodeon. It's probably like the best Nickelodeon cartoon ever to me. It's like the most anime. Also, Avatar The Last Airbender got a lot of inspiration from Fooly Cooly, my favorite anime of all time. So yeah, fun fact. When's the League of Legends stream? Probably never. The closest you're gonna get to that is Project L. How long did that collection in the back take to build up? If you mean the manga collection, I've been collecting manga basically since 2015, so 8 years. Damn, I'm getting old. What's your favorite Dragon Ball FighterZ season and favorite team? Season 2 and 18 Bardock. Did you peep the new Gundam series I just wrapped? I did not. What ways did you go about improving your photography? Just taking my camera with me literally everywhere I went. I didn't go to school without it. I didn't go to the grocery store without it. If I was leaving the house, my camera was always with me. I was always taking pictures, watching YouTube videos, messing around in Lightroom and Photoshop, just trying to learn as much as I could, improve as much as I could, and just I was having a lot of fun. And that's one of the things about just anything in general, whether it's gaming, sports, content creation, work, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're passionate about it and having fun, you're going to want to learn more, you're going to want to improve, and it just comes naturally, right? And so for me, I really liked photography when I was getting into it. I still do. I'm just not as passionate about it as I once was, for no reason other than I just have other things that preoccupy my time. But yeah, it's just like I wanted to improve, so I spent a lot of my time learning and improving. Favorite console? It's got to be a PlayStation. It's either the PS2 or the PS4, honestly. Would you like to go to Japan one day? Hopefully I'll be there next year in April. If you could go in the past, is there anything that you would change? Fuck yes, there's a ton of shit I would change if I could go back in time. You know how much better my life would be? You know how much more money I could have? Like, your favorite anime character of all time? I've never been able to pick just one, but it's between Yusuke Urameshi, Kenshin Himura from Rurouni Kenshin, and Yo Asakura from Shaman King. My favorite anime movie of all time is actually just my favorite movie of all time, and that is The Garden of Words. That is not only my favorite anime movie, but it's just my favorite movie ever. What camera did you start with for photography? My iPhone 4. How would you handle parents who don't support or people in general? You just gotta do you. If you have a vision and you believe in it, you just gotta do you. And it sucks to not have the support of your loved ones or your friends, but at the end of the day, if you have something that you're passionate about and that you believe in, you just gotta keep your nose to the grindstone and just keep your head down until it work out. And you just have to have faith that it will work out. And that's always been my motto. Like, anybody who know me will tell you, I'm always saying, like, I always say, like, it'll work out, or like it is what it is, and things like that. And like I genuinely believe that no matter what's going on, it will work out, because for me it has always worked out. So whether I got the support of anyone or if it's me versus the world, it's gonna work out. And that's just how I move, that's just how I live, that's just how my mind is. So if I believe I can do something, then there's nothing that's gonna stop me from doing it other than myself. I'm the only person capable of stopping me. So, that's just how I see it. Favorite anime ending? My favorite anime ending of all time is Ride on Shooting Star from season 1 of Fooly Cooly. Come on now. I think that is where I will wrap things up for today, though, boys and girls. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. And I used to do Q&As on the channel from time to time, but it's been a long time since I did one, so I don't know. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but maybe, just maybe, if y'all get this video to like 2,000 likes and you drop some questions in the comments below, maybe I'll do another one real soon. But that depends on y'all. Y'all probably ain't gonna do it, because I don't expect this video to do crazy numbers, because only those who really care are gonna care. You feel me? But if it happens, it happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all this content I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all for today. Remember, if it could happen to you, swing the bat. Later.